Well, YouTube, Sight here. And I sure do love when I get these kind of comments. Because this, my friends, ladies and gentlemen, are the comments that definitely back up my thought theories and ideas of the almighty Skinwalker. And I have not been out much doing my hunt for skinwalkers, but I do have locations where I need to be. Check that out. Hell, even one of them is out in Corning painted post, which I believe Connecticut Hill out there has. Come on. Skinwalkers, due to a comment my cousin had posted on Facebook like 5 years back, I think maybe in 2016. I have to go back and look. Oh no, damn it. I think she erased her page. Shit. Yeah, that sucks. But all in all, there was some chickens in her coop that got eaten up or snatched up or something. But all in all, I had found a story out that way. I might have saved that comment and did it in the video. But what I'm going to have to tell you, boy, after I did that video and I went back in to look it up to see if it would show up again, I can't find it. It might have been off Reddit, but I can't find it. But I mean, not only that, around this time I was looking into, of course, Vermont and the Bennington Triangle. And mind you, this is a comment that my man Dave from Vermont, haven't met the guy yet, but I've known him a few years now, maybe 5 years, and straight up awesome dude from what I could tell off of messages and speaking to him. He did shoot me a text on the phone that he was not even like a minute or two from my house. I'm like, damn. Too bad he couldn't have texted that earlier. I would have been home. Get to meet the guy. Give him a huge salute, because he is a military MP. Or, yeah, MP, meaning military dummy. But anyways, this is another Vermont person. And I want to thank this person very, highly and respectfully. Because other than my channel, I don't see anybody, so much as, I would say, probably believing too much in the skinwalkers. But don't get me wrong, there's a lot of stories out there, and people survived, mind you. And that would tell you one thing about the skinwalker stories, is that it's only there to warn you. Man, don't get me wrong, if you do disrespect it in its land, I'm sure you will wind up, 6 feet under. But if you do the right things, I think, in which I do some things in my method of madness to show peace and, respect. But I do want to catch one on camera, so course, that's my crazy side that takes into mind. Because I do think I have a connection due to some dreams, of course, that I've had since the age of 14. My first real dream. And it only makes sense. And of course, Dave from Vermont was the guy who did mention, have you ever looked into Skinwalkers? And I mean, I did write a story about it, like of another dream, mind you. And that one was a mutilated dog running out of the woods, smashing through some glass, like a sliding door glass you find on houses or in double wide trailers. Some houses have them, but it smashed through that, chased me all through this house I was in. And I called it the dog from hell. I was thinking, maybe it's the devil's dog, dogs of hell. But what makes more sense, the Skinwalker. And I mean, you gotta put it in that perspective because all the tales of Skinwalkers are mutilated. So with that being said, and in this comment here, we cannot forget about the sounds. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, there's two ways you can look at this comment. And one of them is Skinwalker. The other is, it could be, I'm not a flip-flop or anything, and I do believe, but it could be a Bigfoot. But when I'm saying I'm a flip-flopper, I think it's more Skinwalker. Now, I did ask this person if they live near the Green Mountains. And I think they said, like, sort of, and they gave me some names, but they're not too well. I mean, I wish they would have gave me something like, the county name of their town. Because one of the places I looked up on map, because I wanted to Google Maps as research, is how far the person lived. And one of them was actually, I don't know if it's, but if you want to read this while I go on, there it is. Mansfield is probably the only closest, and Madrona. I don't know if Dave sees this. He could probably give me an idea of this, but Mansfield was on the, the west side of Vermont, but way high atop of the Green Mountains, maybe, where this person also says that he's 40 miles south of Canada, 40 miles in from New York. So yeah, if you put that in perspective, he's like up in the corner there. And it ain't really near the Green Mountains, because the Green Mountains is like more southward. But I don't know. All I can say is one thing, the Green Mountains do expand a bit north to where that Skinwalker sighting was. But I don't know how far this person is, and I wish they would have gave me a little more detail. But I mean, I'm sure people think, oh, I'll give you my town, buddy. Come out here, you freak. But, that's what I'm not in this for crying out loud. But I wish people would give me more definite, exact spots. Even if it's just a set of woods in the back of your house. It has to have a name. Or near something. So I can get a picture of this. But if he says he's pretty much close to the Green Mountains, and I take it that what you're reading now of howls and the 3 to 5 a.m. haunting hours of spiritual ghosts, and that is the time, boy, when they come out, especially out at night in the woods, and you have the animal sounds and the desert eagle, which, I mean, I think I looked that up to see what they sound like. But them screeches and howls and, you know, even the coyotes won't make a peep, he's saying. That definitely is either one of the two. And I do believe that Bigfoot is something to do with the Native Americans. Because every time you find a Native American spot, or I have found in my research, there has been Bigfoot sightings. Especially up in Mount Wachusett right now, what we speak of. On the outskirts of Mount Wachusett in the Leominster State Forest. And I did catch a knock in them friggin' woods, so, you know, so there's it, but there are some types of things that Bigfoot, you know, does and Skinwalkers do. And when I was at the Leominster State Forest, back at the exact spot where I caught the knock, I didn't catch a knock that night, and I didn't get it on my camera either. But I did hear some screeching, crashing through trees like this guy did on the other side of Route 31 up on Crow Hill. Mind you, Crow Hill also is this place where a supposed woman went hiking pregnant, mind you. And her so-called boyfriend or husband at the time tried to run and get help, but she died out there because she, accidentally slipped off the cliff. I did cover that story. I wonder if I should go back there with the camera that I have to see if I can catch something, but I did one day, but it sucked because there was a lot of hikers out there and rock climbers, mind you. But what this guy, and what really, you know, gives me the goosebumps is that he's friggin' talking about the same thing I heard when I was at Leominster State Forest on that same day I got the knock. But of course, it was like, I think it was 2 years ago I did that. So, and when I started reading this comment, I'm like, oh man, I've heard that. I've heard it. And it sounded like a woman screaming, running down the hill, and you heard the trees across the way. I don't know why my camera didn't pick that up, unless it was just something for me from the afterlife wanting me to hear, and me only. I can accept that. But I wish I would have caught it on film. So, with that being said, oh man, it's just, and I do think that the way the world is turning right now, whether it be, you know, everybody up in tension, new places and housing being built, land being disturbed, I think a lot of things are coming about. And it's getting worse. And the spirit world is getting restless, mind you. Very restless. And they're starting to come out. Especially when I was out there in Corning, New York. And especially being right down the street from a cemetery that something formed in front of my face. Something literally wanted to be heard, boy. And seen that day. And I seen it, and I caught it on film, and I heard it. And I didn't get to record the wind chimes being slapped. And then the dog looking in that direction and growling, and oh man. But like I say, everything is getting restless, even the spirit world right now. I just read on the news, a Newsbreak article, and I'm going with these things are pretty legit, but in about 4 years, they're doing studies that we might be coming to another civil war. Dividing this country, they are. And to make another civil war? Oh man, what is so civil about war anyways? As the great Guns N' Roses spoke of I don't need your civil war. What is so civil about war? There ain't no civilness about war, you stupid jerks. But yet, the man is dividing us. This is a perfect example that the man is dividing this frickin' country. And if we're gonna do civil war, boy, oh man. It's gonna be tough. Because you don't know who's gonna go after who. If people definitely want to mind their business and go out and get involved, what's gonna happen to them people? I'm not out here to take off people in first war. Me, I want to be left alone. I want to do my YouTube stuff. I want to try and unite the friggin' world. Unite. That's right. Not start a effing civil war. Come on. But all in all, I think this is why the spirits are getting restless and a lot of things are happening. Four-wheeler, huh? But other than that, I want to thank this person. Angry, unguarded marshmallow people. Yeah, that one. Because a lot of people ain't got, sometimes don't step up to stuff like this. Because they don't want to be labeled as a nut, a freak, a crazy. Well, you know what? You're not crazy. You're not alone either. Because I'm here right every time I see this, every time I record something, every time I catch something. I'm documenting it. And I document this too. That's right. Because I believe the Skinwalker exists. And I think it's portholing through different parts of this country. And what better way and why would it not? The land's being disrespected right now in my eyes because they just keep building. They just keep bringing more people in when we don't have no room. I'm sorry, but this is ridiculous. You get out there, when I first got my license in 1991, I could drive through Leominster, Fitchburg within 15 minutes. Now, it's an hour and a half. And these are small towns. This ain't no big friggin' city. Even if you were to combine these two cities, it still ain't that big. It's a friggin' joke here. It's tiny. But I think building more and bringing more people in is going to make it worse. I don't want to think the person that sent me the comment didn't realize that I thought the Fitchburg city streets of Main Street and Boulder Drive actually were like that in the 1960s. Two-way lanes. I think that person, I might do a video on that maybe. Because that is interesting to know. They repeated themselves and I don't know why they changed it back to 2 lanes because that was ridiculous. Because I think it will work the way it is now. But other than that, folks, if you read this, stop believing. Because skinwalkers do exist. And I do believe in Bigfoot too. Both keepers of the sacred land. That's right. And what I recommend this person doing, and I'm going to end it with this, and I would expect everybody who thinks they're coming in contact with noises in the woods like this. I don't know if this person would do it, but if I was to go to these woods, I'd definitely do it. And that is, you get yourself your speaker box, if you got service with a Bluetooth or something, and to show your respect to the land and of that area, I'd most definitely be throwing some Native American music. And I'm talking about the ones they do with the drums. Boom, 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 boom. And their howls, just like the animals. Just like their cries in their music, Native American music. That shows respect to the land when you play that, I believe. Because when them spirits or whatnot hear that music, that's right, they feel at ease. They feel good. And I have done that before. So, with that being said, play the music. I think I recommended that to someone in Raymond, New Hampshire, because I was at a spot that I had energy of Native American, and literally the person lived right across the river of the little park I was standing in, and they found that my video, and they were saying I live right across the river from that, and I was supposed to set up a meeting maybe for that person. And I wanted to get back out there to check that other side of the river, but just lost of time and too busy. And I'm going to have to look back into my comments to find it. But I definitely would love to go out there and see what I could find. With that being said, especially these woods, if someone invites me out to show me them woods, get it done right. But other than that, folks, be safe, take care, and always believe. Because the way the world's going now, I think we're going to get a lot more activity. Not just from freaking stupid war, of course, but unfortunately from the spirit world. Believe. Out.